From a deadly waterfall in India that's off limits to the public, and a driver in Tennessee who got caught in a powerful tornado, to a hailstorm in Australia that shredded this couple's car, and a Himalayan landslide you'll have to see to believe. Here are 10 nature moments filmed seconds before disaster. Clarksville, Tennessee is a large city roughly 50 miles northwest of Nashville, just below the Kentucky border. It was named after General George Rogers Clark, a Revolutionary War hero and the brother of William Clark of the famous Lewis and Clark expedition. On December 9th of 2023, around 1:41 p.m., a powerful EF-3 twister caught Clarksville off guard. It touched down on top of Fort Campbell and quickly intensified as it barreled toward the city. This driver thought he could outrun it. Moments later, the tornado was right on top of him. The driver's harrowing escape was like something from the movie Twister. How often do you see transformers exploding and debris flying over your car? In hindsight, our driver's lucky that whatever hit his windshield wasn't large enough to break through it. Thankfully, he escaped unscathed on the other side of the storm. According to the National Weather Service, the EF-3 tornado grew to be 600 yards wide, with wind speeds upwards of 150 miles per hour. It tracked an 11-mile path of destruction across Clarksville and into southern Kentucky, destroying 114 homes in the process. Typhoon Kamuri was a late-season Category 4 equivalent typhoon that landed in the Philippines on December 2nd of 2019. Wind speeds peaked around 140 miles per hour as the violent storm moved westward across the northern provinces. At the Oriental Hotel in the city of Legazpi, a cameraman documented the violent storm and all the damage it caused.
We are currently in the rain-free and not quite completely calm eye of Typhoon Kamuri. It is still blowing a little bit, but absolutely nothing like it was when the eye wall was passing over us. This is only halfway through the storm. We'll probably be in the eye for another hour at least, and then we got the whole backside second eye wall to go through. So the storm is by no means over. It won't come as a surprise that the hotel staff are dealing with quite a lot of water being forced into the hotel. When it's been blown around by these crazy strong winds, it's going to find a way in. Hear things that crash in and making a loud noise, and one of the doors over there is smashed as well.
Typhoon Kamuri was the 28th named storm of the 2019 season. It was a strange one too, moving from a Category 1 on December 1st to a Category 4 when it landed on the 2nd. Thankfully, 43,000 people evacuated from at-risk areas before Kamuri landed. Schools across 6 provinces canceled classes, and nearly 500 flights were grounded in the capital city. In the end, though, the powerful storm claimed 17 lives, injured over 300 others, and caused roughly $130 million in damage. Castro, Brazil, is a small city in the southern state of Paraná. It's home to about 72,000 people who aren't used to seeing their streets and yards covered in ice. That changed on August 26th of 2025, when a rare and intense hailstorm formed overhead. Shoppers inside a home improvement store in Castro heard hail pelting the roof. They didn't think anything of it until the weight of the stones gathered in one section, causing the ceiling to bend and buckle. It was only a matter of time before the inevitable happened. Thankfully, none of the shoppers were injured when the roof collapsed, and they weren't the only ones. Local media reported that multiple buildings had suffered similar damage after the 20-minute storm. A post-storm survey found that 600 homes were damaged, and many families were displaced due to collapsed roofs, shattered glass, and lost power. According to local weather experts, the storm was part of a high-level cyclonic vortex moving across the region. Campo Verde is a large town in the Brazilian state of Mato Grosso. It's home to roughly 45,000 people, many of whom remember the Great Blackout of October of 2017, which had nothing to do with a power outage. On October 16th of 2017, a massive cloud of red dust filled the sky above the town. Watch as this family spends the next few minutes in complete darkness, despite the dust cloud arriving in the middle of the day.
Filmando, que é isso? O redemoinho ali, ó. O redemoinho ali, ó. Aquele aqui, ó. Aí ele passando aí, ó. Vamos pra dentro de casa. Pera. Aqui, pode, corre. Corre que tá feio. Meu Deus. Caraca, que troço, cara. Entra pra dentro. Escureceu, Fran. Vai lá com as crianças lá. Escureceu, cara. Olha essa nota aqui. É. Meu Deus do céu. Vai pra dentro de casa. Meu Deus. Aqui. Debaixo da mesa aqui.
Embaixo?
É. Meu Deus.
Dust clouds like these are called haboobs. They're common in the Middle East, the southwestern United States, and other dry areas around the world. They're born from the winds of dying thunderstorms or intense rain showers. Those winds pick up loose dust and sand particles, pushing them hundreds of miles across flat land. The dust walls can grow well over 10,000 feet tall, with wind gusts upwards of 70 miles per hour. While they are relatively harmless, you wouldn't want to be caught outside in one. This family did the right thing by getting inside and waiting out the storm, though they probably had to re-wash all those towels on the clothesline. This is Pandavkada Falls, a 350-foot waterfall in Navi Mumbai, India. But don't let its natural beauty fool you. These falls are extremely dangerous. Over a dozen people have lost their lives trying to swim under them. Imagine how fast that water is falling. Standing underneath is like getting blasted by an army of fire hoses. Despite the dangers, tourists will pay upwards of 50 cents each to get as close as the police will let them. Yuntai Falls is a similar attraction in Henan Province, China. At 314 meters, or just over 1,000 feet, it's considered the tallest uninterrupted waterfall in the country. But, like Pandavkada, it comes with its fair share of danger. The rock slide occurred on October 5th of 2025 during a national holiday when tourism at Yuntai Falls was significantly higher than usual. Thankfully, nobody was hurt as the rocks fell in an area closed to the public. Local authorities blamed the event on recent rainfall that likely loosened the ground around Yuntai Falls. To ensure everyone's safety, they closed the falls completely until they could assess the risk of another rock slide. Remember the whirlpool battle from Pirates of the Caribbean? While it looked amazing on the big screen, real-life whirlpools are never that big or that dangerous. They typically form when two water currents collide while traveling in opposite directions. Because they can't go through each other, they simply go around, causing the whirlpool effect. However, that wasn't the case with this endless whirlpool in Kericho, Kenya that seemed ready to eat whatever fell in the water. It looks like two whirlpools were happening in this clip, though neither seems to have been triggered by competing currents. It looks more like somebody pulled the drain plug on a bathtub. Available information about this clip suggests that a sinkhole underneath the river was sucking everything in, from mud and long grass to entire chunks of land. All this scene needed were two pirate ships and peak 2000s CGI. Shimla, India is one of 12 districts that make up the northern state of Himachal Pradesh. It's home to over 800,000 people, all of whom can easily recognize the warning signs of an imminent landslide. On September 6th of 2021, small rocks began tumbling down a mountainside along National Highway 5 in Shimla. In this mountainous region of the world, it could only mean one thing. Traffic was blocked indefinitely on Highway 5 as crews worked to clear the debris. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, and the landslide didn't cause much structural damage. It occurred during India's monsoon season, when heavy rains in the Himalayas can trigger deadly landslides at any second. In fact, this was the 39th event of the active 2021 season. It was November 17th of 2016. Mick Taplin of Queensland, Australia, was on his way to the Royal Brisbane Hospital to visit his mother. As he and his wife pulled into the Bruce Highway, they noticed an ominous storm cloud looming overhead. That's when something fell from the sky and struck their car. Moments later, they found themselves trapped in a relentless hailstorm. Mick said the hailstones were like ice bombs hitting his windshield. They shredded his beloved Lexus sports car and every other vehicle on the Bruce Highway that day. According to insurance adjusters, hailstorms as big as cricket balls caused roughly $115 million in damages, on top of the $165 million in damages already caused by recent brush fires. The Bandung Regency is a landlocked county in West Java, Indonesia, where rain is all too common and relentless windstorms can rip your roof open like a tin can. On October 5th of 2025, one of those powerful windstorms struck the village of Cijagra. Many ran inside for cover as the wind hurled debris over their homes. Meanwhile, this man went outside with his cell phone camera to document the storm. While our cameraman was recording outside his home, street cameras captured the devastation as a small tornado tore apart some corrugated roofs. According to local reports, the storm damaged 49 homes and sent a 68-year-old resident to the hospital after they were struck by a flying roof panel. Unfortunately, this storm was only the beginning. Local weather authorities predicted more extreme weather on October 7th, followed by similar wind conditions on the 8th. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more just like it, be sure to click the link on screen now. With that, thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one.